Not every year that you see the French Parliament in session 2 days before Christmas. The National Assembly before the Senate voting on a stopgap bill to avoid a U.S.-style government shutdown on January the 1st. While this year's budget's rolled over for now, the executive hoping lawmakers can agree to a new spending plan in the next month for 2026. For more, let's cross to France 24's Olivia Bizot, who joins us from the National Assembly. No Christmas break yet where you are.
Hi, Francois, that's right. Here we are, just a few days before Christmas. Now, French people famously love their holidays, and yet MPs are still here in Parliament. I think it's safe to say that not very many people want to be here today. There is a lot of frustration in the air, and that's not just because of the date, but because this loi spéciale, this special law, is essentially a confession that they failed to reach a consensus for the 2026 budget. And then there's also frustration among ordinary French people. A lot of people I've been speaking to, who are usually very good at following the ins and outs of French politics, are essentially fed up. They've got lost in this whole political puzzle that has been going on for over a year now, and they are just lost in the whole situation. So many people have started tuning out. And then there are the businesses. For many, uncertainty and economics don't usually like going together. Businesses are afraid that this will mean, and this whole political deadlock will mean, a lot less investment. They have, though, managed to adapt to this uncertainty just because it's been going on for so long now. The French economy is expected to grow by 0.9% next year in 2026, according to a recent forecast. So it is proving to be resilient despite this whole political deadlock.
Political deadlock, which will now run into January. Olivia, talk us through, the next hours.
Yes, well, this special law, the loi spéciale, is expected to be debated and then voted for this afternoon. It will then go through to the Senate, but there's not expected to be much resistance from MPs, not because they are particularly in favour of this special law, but because nobody wants a total government shutdown. This law is definitely not the budget that the government had hoped for. In fact, it's not even a new budget. It's essentially an emergency measure that allows a 2025 budget to roll over into 2026. Essentially, it means that the government can keep on functioning by collecting taxes, paying salaries and delivering pensions. Ministers have publicly described it as a temporary patch, so politically it means standing still with no reform, no investment and no political breakthrough. Because we have been in this situation, let's remind the viewers, since the summer of 2024 when President Emmanuel Macron called for snap elections. Since then we've essentially been in a deadlock situation with the Prime Minister pushing for negotiations and a potential compromise. That compromise has not been reached yet, and it's expected that negotiations will continue at the beginning of January 2026.
A most unusual Christmas for lawmakers in France. Olivia Bizot, many thanks for that live update from the National Assembly. Things kind of return